Welcome to the Tarp Report with Sam and Jess. Hey!
Boom.
Welcome to the Tarp Report.
The Tarp Report.
With our special guest, my mom.
Yay, Mary's here.
She did it.
She
got
went
up the steps. You
Yay.
know, the day that she hurt her knee initially, we were over here and we were going to podcast, you remember? Mm-hmm. And I gave up on you, even though you were like in the shower.
You guys both did.
Yeah. Or wait, no, you told me after the fact that you did forget.
Well, no, I was sleeping, but but I was up at 8:58 ready to go.
And then we went home and went for a walk. We stopped. We picked some blackberries.
And
my mom tripped, shattered her patella. And then how long has it been now?
That happened on, surgery was August the 7th. And what's this? Almost November 10th.
Yeah.
So it's been like 3 months.
Yep.
Jesus.
But here we are. Since you last didn't do the podcast and broke your kneecap, things have changed.
Since you've been gone.
We start the podcast by doing true crime. We read a news article, and as a new twist,
Dun, dun, dun.
neither me nor Jess has seen the article because my wife Brittany is picking them out. So now we're on equal footing. So she sent us 3. I think we might do 2. We'll see.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start with the first one. Okay.
Well, the first.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about it and try to figure it out.
Okay.
And then you can try to be funny.
Okay. Is there an answer to these?
What do you mean the answer?
I mean, the person gets convicted. I mean,
Well, sometimes there's not.
Do you mean is there a resolution?
yes, that's
like
what I meant.
not always. Like he did this one last week about like human remains getting stolen, but like there was no reason. He never explained why they got stolen, or like what the dude was gonna do with them. All we know is he was breaking them off and taking them.
So you know that bodies exhibit where they were like putting the plastic in the bodies and like doing it?
Oh, yeah.
There was a guy in Australia that was breaking off toes and stealing them. A toe thief, Mom.
Yeah.
Jesus.
That's the kind of hard-hitting journalism
Yes.
we're
I see.
Okay, here we go. Story time. This is from the BBC.
Ooh.
11 hours ago.
Holy shit.
This is fresh. Okay.
Holy shit. Oh my gosh. We are getting to it before anybody.
Okay. Why, this is the title of the article, why luxury cheese is being targeted by black market criminals.
Oh gosh, I thought you were just going to say black people, but. Ooh.
You're about to enter the dark world of cheese.
Oh man.
I wonder if are they talking string?
I don't know.
That's my favorite cheese is string.
I do love, this is,
You look like string cheese.
Thank you. You know what? Thank you. I haven't been feeling very good about myself. So the fact that I'll take it.
What's your favorite cheese, Mom?
Swiss.
Oh,
Checks
nice.
out.
What's mine?
Don't gas her up. That's a pretty boring answer.
What, are you gonna ask me what mine is?
Yeah, what's your favorite cheese?
American.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Turn their desert into glass.
It's a diamond.
Never mind. We were talking about 2 different things. We do that sometimes. Okay. When dairy farmer Patrick Holden sat down at his kitchen table to read his emails one day in July, he couldn't believe his luck. A buyer who claimed to represent a French supermarket chain wanted to buy 22 tons of Hafford, his specialist cheddar.
Ooh, his specialist.
How
his
many
special
tons?
22 tonnes, Tonnes. It's not spelled like normal tons.
It can't be tons of cheese.
Yeah, I think.
22 tons?
No, it's 22 tonnes. Tonnes.
You think that's just the way that they weigh cheese?
Well, I don't know. He says he represents, like, when you think about it, Mom, like if you represented a French supermarket chain, think about Tillamook is probably, think about how much cheese Tillamook sells to a supermarket chain.
Think about it.
It's a lot. They're 1 pound loaves, probably what? They're probably selling 100 of those every day at every store.
There'd be 2,000 1 pound loaves in 1 ton.
Yeah, but they probably sell if they have a bunch anyway.
Okay, let's go.
We'll figure it out.
You just did that math.
Okay, well, this is the thing. It was the biggest order for our cheese we've ever received, he recalls.
Okay.
And because it was from France, I thought Finally,
Ooh la la.
people on the continent are appreciating what we do.
Nice.
I don't know. Where's this guy from? He said people on the continent, so I guess he's on an island or something.
Well, if he's in England.
Is he?
I thought it started with he's in England. Or maybe it comes from the BBC.
Wait, no, it is. It's in the title. Well, I don't know. Whatever. We'll figure it out. It isn't a BBC.
Okay.
The order had... See, this is the thing about me not reading it before. I'll get better at it.
Nah.
The order... Maybe not. The order had been made through Neal's Yard Dairy, an upmarket cheese seller and wholesaler, and the first batch of Halford arrived at its London base in September. It took up just 1 square meter on a pallet, but represented 2 years of effort and had a wholesale value of £35,000.
How much is that in dollars?
I think it's pretty much the same. I think it's close.
Okay.
It's not 35K? That far off.
We'll just pretend it is.
Yeah.
It converts exactly the same.
I love this guy. I love this line right now. Okay. It's one of the most special cheeses being made in the UK. It's special.
Yeah, it's a specialist.
It's a special
I want
cheese.
one. He said I want your specialist cheese.
Yeah. Brownwin Percival said that. What the fuck is wrong with these people?
Brownwin Percival.
Regular Bronwyn. Jesus.
Oh, Brownwin.
A buyer at Neal's Yard Dairy, once bound in muslin cloth and sealed with a layer of lard. Oh. Halford is aged for 18 months. That's crazy. So that's a long time. So I thought that said.
Well, I thought all cheese is aged for like a long time.
A lot of it is, but
God, I did not realize that I was going to need to have more cheese knowledge.
No, nobody comes here expecting you to know a lot.
That's good.
Let's be honest. Some of the glaring. Okay,
I didn't like the.
You're
I didn't
a wonderful
like.
person, and
I
you
didn't
have,
like how loud Mary laughed at that.
Listen, what I've learned about you and your base of knowledge is you have like a huge amount of knowledge about like some niche, like really like things, and that stuff's cool too. But a lot of like kind of like I don't know, like stuff like mechanical.
Just say it.
Yeah. Like cheese. You don't know a lot about cheese.
Oh, shit about cheese.
Yeah. Okay. The farm didn't have enough to fulfill the order. So 20 tons of Somerset cheddar was also provided by 2 other dairy farms to make it up.
Oh, so they had to contract out a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cheese subcontractors. Mm-hmm. In all, this was $300,000 worth of some of the most expensive cheese made in the UK.
So it isn't 35,000.
No, now it's 300,000.
Okay.
His was the 35,000, and these other ones made up the rest. Mm. On the 14th of October, it was collected from Neal's Yard warehouse by a courier and taken to a depot, and then mysteriously, it disappeared.
No. Mm-hmm. But my nachos taste delicious.
Yeah, it's probably definitely Jeff's. There had in fact been no order.
Oh my gosh, what?
Yeah, it came instead from someone impersonating the supposed buyer. This is like these ladies that message me on Instagram.
Yeah.
And they're like, I want to have sex with you.
Do they do that?
They're not real ladies. They're robots with lady pictures.
So this was a...
So why are you changing the subject?
So this was... Okay. All right.
So this guy Go.
No, this guy was who wrote the email?
This guy who was impersonating a cheese wholesaler.
And he just, okay, well, for what?
In hopes of stealing this cheese.
Well,
so he told him that,
cheese,
yeah, he did. So he told him like, hey, I'm meeting you at this place. Have all the cheese ready. I'll be there tomorrow. But then he got there before and stole the cheese. And he probably never even had the money. He had no intention of buying the cheese. No briefcase full of money. No.
So how did he get the cheese? He just like stole were there armed guards?
We're going to see. The theft made global headlines and was nicknamed the Great Cheese Robbery. British chef Jamie Oliver warned his followers on X. If anyone hears anything about posh cheese going for cheap, it's probably some wrong uns.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
So he's reselling this cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah. God, they're fucking... Dude.
What, Brittany? First of all, Brittany, did Brittany smoke pot before she
No, she's never done anything like that.
Before she
No.
sent us this cheese.
No, Brittany's high on life and
This
her
cheese
new
article.
job. She's also high on the idea that I will get home eventually from the airport that we're on the way home from. You're gonna love this.
Okay, what the fuck does that have to do with anything?
I don't know. No, I was just thinking about like Brittany sending me these articles and knowing that I'm gonna stop and record a podcast on the way. We have a weird relationship. I can't wait to see her. I'm a tiny dog. Anyway.
Okay.
In late October, a 63-year-old man was arrested in London, then released on bail. And there has been no news since. This is crazy. The 95 truckles.
Somebody.
What a
somebody.
truckle. Tonnes
somebody
and
help
truckles.
me. These could be just small.
Listen, this is what's awesome. Now we're going to know. The 950 truckles of cheese, roughly the weight of 4 full-sized elephants.
Damn.
Gee.
Have disappeared without a trace.
You would think
4 elephants worth of cheese. If you carved out the inside of an elephant and shoved
Filled
it
it with
full of cheese and then started a circus and everybody was like, I want my money back.
it would shoot the cheese out
And
of
it
its
would
nose.
shoot the cheese. You could have a plunger in their elephant butts and you'd push it and the cheese
It would just
come
squirt it out.
That's $1 million idea.
I think we just came up with something.
It is ridiculous, says
Yes,
fellow
it is.
cheesemaker Tom Calver, whose cheddar was part of the stolen consignment. And listen to this exclamation, Mom. Out of all the things to steal in the world, 22 tons of cheese?
22 tons of cheese?
Okay, I have something to say about this. A lot of times the best stuff to steal is stuff that people don't think you're going to steal. Because the stuff that people think you're going to steal is usually people are more careful with.
You would think that they would be. I just don't understand there was a trucker who dropped off the cheese, I assume.
I think it was in like a warehouse.
Somebody.
And they were just waiting to buy it. It's probably in like a refrigerated warehouse somewhere, and they probably weren't that worried about it because nobody knew the cheese was there except the buyer who was going to show up and buy the cheese.
Nobody knew the cheese was there.
Yeah, some people knew the cheese was there.
Somebody had to know.
bad people,
Somebody had to know the cheese was there. And then what did they do? They went and they backed up a frozen ice cream truck and
They got one of those circus things that they move the elephants
The
with. And
like, how did this? It's the same thing with the toes. I don't understand the logistics. Like, how did you go? Like,
the same
I
way.
understand you wrote an email,
Yeah.
and then when you went to go pick up the cheese,
No, this is what I think happened, okay? They were like, in their email, they were like, ho, this is Jacques Cheeseman. I would like to. I'm not good at accents.
no,
I would like to.
no, it's really good. This is really
good?
good. Yeah. It's
I
not
would like
offensive.
to les poches.
It's 2 elephants.
4 elephants with a cheddar.
Your finest cheddar.
Your finest cheddar. Wait, that was a different accent.
I don't think any of those
Okay.
accents were okay.
Well, I can make fun of French people. Fuck them.
Oh,
Yeah, you're not going to support or wear on terror.
you're gonna just fucking
Yeah,
be all willy nilly with your cheese.
yeah. Do you remember all the good things we did in Iraq in 2003 when we liberated that country
I don't.
from a lot? Oh my god.
This is all over the place.
I know You get it, Mom. Explain to Jess what they did, for God's sakes, please.
What part of that?
The whole thing. How did the heist take place? Do you understand
They
it?
pretended they were going to buy
Right,
all
I got
this
that.
cheese.
I got that.
And so they gathered all the cheese together, put it in a big warehouse, and then the thief showed up with no intention of giving them any money at all
Right.
for the cheese, and probably had a big truck or a forklift.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. That's the part that I'm confused about.
A forklift, and away the cheese went. What I'm trying to figure out is how, if this was going to go into a whole bunch of supermarket chains, how are they making money? Are they cutting this cheese up in little chunks and selling it at farmers markets, I don't know how they're going to get any money back.
No. How they offload the cheese. That's
Yeah,
where you have,
because
there's a black market. There's a black market for everything.
I bet they just sell it on like a street.
eBay.
Yeah, you
street
sell
vendor.
it. No, you sell it. You know what you do is you sell it to little delis. You distribute it. So you have, they probably had like 10 or 11 buyers. This is how I would distribute 4 elephants
This
worth
is
of
what we would
cheese.
do. Okay, this is what we should do. Okay, all right. Like if
You need to fucking stop. Okay, what would you do? How would you get rid of the 4 elephants of cheese?
first of all, I would figure out how to get it out of that warehouse. Number one, because I haven't figured that part out.
You would move the cheese the same way you move legitimate cheese.
But if they weren't, what are they doing?
Jess,
They're doing it in the
how
middle
do
of the
trucks
night.
work? How do forklifts work?
How do they get? How do they do it in the middle of the night?
Sure.
Okay,
Probably.
that's what
There
I wanna
wasn't
know.
anybody around.
I just want to know.
Because if somebody was
how
around, they would have
got
been
in
like,
there.
whoa, that's my
Exactly.
cheese.
Wasn't there like a guard being like, there's $300,000 worth of cheese?
Yeah.
They probably hit the guard with a piece of the cheese.
It did. It was yeah.
They rubbed Munster in his eyes.
They hit him with
He
a
was like,
baguette.
all I can see is Munster.
Wouldn't it be Grey Poupon?
Or hot pepper.
Grey Poupon is not cheese. That's mustard.
It's French.
It was French. That was funny. I need to give you your flowers.
Like I was going.
Good job.
I was trying.
Did my mom help you understand what happened?
No.
Yeah. We're fucking moving on. Yeah.
Wait, that's not the end of the cheese story, is
Yeah,
it?
no, there's more. And yet it isn't surprising as it is as it first seems, for this is far from the first theft of its kind.
Oh.
Food-related crimes, which include smuggling, counterfeiting, and out-and-out theft, cost the global food industry between U.S. $30 to $50 billion a year.
Truffles.
According,
Are you just saying things because you're hungry?
No. I mean,
like,
think
truffles.
of how much money you could make if
Yeah.
you stole truffles.
Yeah.
I bet they're guarded, though.
yeah.
Okay,
Say,
go on.
because the truffles are guarded.
So, according to the World Trade Organization, these range from hijackings of freight lorries delivering food to warehouses to the theft of 24 live lobsters from a storage pen in Scotland. But a number of these food crimes have also targeted the cheese industry, in particular luxury cheese.
The luxury cheese industry.
Yeah.
Well,
The last
they've
year,
been fucking living too high anyway for far too long.
I'll do some luxury cheese here and there.
You think so?
Yeah, we stopped. We got some really good cheese.
Gutenberg.
We went to Gutenberg
well,
in
dang.
Amish country and got some
Charm.
Amish cheese.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Okay.
Yeah, I had Amish
You're part
butter
of the problem
cheese.
then.
No, because we didn't buy stolen cheese. The
You
Amish
don't-
aren't
are you
stealing
sure?
cheese.
They made it right in
Are you
front
sure?
of your
Actually,
eyes.
you know what's crazy? If you were going to offload stolen cheese,
The Amish.
the Amish would be the place to do it, because
They're
they said
very-
the only kind they're making there is the Swiss.
Yeah.
They
All that
love
other
Swiss.
cheese could have been stolen.
And they're very easily influenced. We've learned that.
Yeah, we did one about the Amish and their drug trafficking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Last year, in the run up to Christmas, around 50,000 worth of cheese was stolen from a trailer in a service station on the M5 near Worcester.
Okay, so see that I understand. They just stole it from the trailer. That makes sense.
The problem isn't a new one. As far back as 1998, I like how you're trying to save face. Be like, I get that one.
I understand that one.
As far back as 1998, thieves broke into a storeroom and took 9 tons of cheddar from a family-run farm in Somerset. So they just broke into the storeroom and took the cheddar. So it's happening elsewhere in Europe too. In 2016, criminals made off with $80,000 worth of Parmesan Reggiano
Oh my lord!
from a warehouse in northern Italy. This particular type of Parmesan, which requires at least a year to mature, is created by following a process that has been in place with little modification for almost 1,000 years.
Wow.
At the time of the heist, Italy's Parmigiano Reggiano Consortium told CBS News that about $7 million worth of cheese had been stolen in a 2-year period.
I need to get in the Parmesan cheese market.
The problem is only set to rise across the industry as cheese becomes more valuable.
What?
Did you know that
I
cheese
didn't
is...
know. Like, do we need to start holding on to our cheese?
You could. You know
Cheese
what?
futures.
You
Yeah.
could. You should be
Invest.
cheese. So the price of the overall price of food and non-alcoholic drinks in the UK rose around 25%
Wow.
between 2022 and 2024. You're gonna blame Biden for that, Mom?
No, he doesn't He doesn't run that country.
Cheese, meanwhile.
Even I know that, Sam.
Cheese, meanwhile, saw a similar price hike in the space of a single year. So cheese has gone up 25% in a year.
Yeah. Milk, eggs.
This makes sense too.
Dairy.
Cheese making is an energy-intensive process, says Patrick McGuigan. Put those letters together like that. A specialist in the dairy sector. This is because the production process milk needs to be heated up, and once made, cheese is stored in energy-hungry refrigerators, meaning that fuel prices play a big part in the cost. So there's a big price increase following the disruption caused by Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Because energy got more expensive because Russia and Ukraine.
Got it. Okay.
Yes, you get it.
Yep.
So
Sure do. Definitely don't need you to explain that to me.
yeah. Oh my God, this article is so
Brittany, it's all about cheese.
Okay, so here, but the question that remains is who exactly these organized criminals are, and where
what
does
are they
the
doing?
cheese
Yeah.
end up?
Where's the cheese?
Okay, according to Quinn, once drug cartels and other criminal operators gain a foothold into how a food business operates, they spot other opportunities. They will infiltrate a legitimate business, take control of its distribution networks, and use it to move other illegal items, including stolen food. So they're already involved in food distribution, and then they're funneling the cheese into these already, which is fucking genius. Like, you got to give it to them.
I don't know if it's genius.
Yeah. I don't know why I said it like that. Yeah, you sure don't. This is why people in the industry believe stolen cheese is often sent overseas to countries where they are thriving black markets, not black food markets like olives and what are this? The black
else is
food?
black.
Yeah, olives, currants,
Chocolate?
brown. Yeah,
Dark chocolate?
yeah. But yeah, this is.
Well, that's me. That's crazy. I wonder where the cheese is, and I wonder if I'm accidentally eating it.
So cheese and wine are the two of the most common products being transported illegally into Russia.
I don't know. I'm not drinking. That's not
Russia. That makes sense. Russia's always had a black market.
This is what I was talking about too. There were also reports of corner shops becoming black market cheese dealers.
But I wonder if they do it on accident. It's not their fault.
I think they know when the guy shows up in a trench coat
And he's like, hey,
and he opens it, and it's like, oh,
it's a little melted.
And as a consumer,
Yeah.
hey, as a consumer, if you got a really, really good deal on some maybe shady cheese, would you buy it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
In a heartbeat. It's not my problem.
I have no, yeah.
I didn't steal it.
Like, I feel bad. We should stop buying stolen cheese. I think I'm buying stolen cheese. I think we bought stolen cheese.
I'm certain I bought stolen cheese.
Yeah.
And
Okay, so this is what they're doing. They're putting special labels that have digital IDs that can authenticate the cheese.
$100 bills.
Yeah, so buyers can now scan each wheel to check its authenticity
golly.
to find out if it was
boy.
stolen.
Okay.
Jeez Louise.
I think they should put trackers.
Yeah,
on them.
and this guy, the guy who initially got caught, he says Neil's Yard Dairy says it plans to use a less high-tech approach to preventing future fraud, including visiting buyers in person when big cheese orders are made.
Right. Maybe just
or having them
Yeah.
put half down or something.
Yeah,
maybe
yeah,
just
yeah.
do a little bit more work.
That's pretty wild. Conflicts around the world, the cost of living crisis, even climate change all increase the appeal for food fraud.
Food fraud.
That's what the NFCU's Andy Quinn. Until that changes, cheesemakers might need to tighten up their security and think twice when an order seems too good to be true.
I think, you saw dollar signs and nothing else,
Yeah,
buddy.
Always a good call.
And didn't really think that one through.
Yeah.
Well.
All right, we got another one.
Huh.
Let's switch it up. Local.
Does this involve bodies?
Local.
Bodies?
Huh?
Local.
I hope so.
This is actually, you know what's
Dead
funny?
bodies.
Oh my God. We're not going to say exactly where I live, but this is the thing that happened behind our house
Behind her.
in Tumwater in the
really?
swamp.
Okay.
Swamp baby.
Okay,
Police.
let's hear this.
Teens robbed Tumwater pot shop. Lead authorities on chase ending in nearby swamp.
We live nearby a swamp.
You guys.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. Oh, Brittany, Oh my God. Are you serious? You know what she did?
Just sent you the.
She sent me a video.
Oh no.
And I'm pretty sure.
Well, I feel like we get the gist of it.
Yeah. Yeah, we should.
They robbed the pot shop?
Yeah, they robbed the pot shop. There's 5 teenagers in a car. They robbed a pot shop. And like our road just kind of ends and you can take a left into this old person village. But if you go straight, there's just a hill and it goes into a swamp. And it's the second person that's wound up in the swamp. The first person was just really drunk and driving crazy. But they were I think they tried to turn to the side of the hill and then they ran out into the swamp. And according to like the scanner page, they were like, yeah, we don't have them, but they're not going anywhere. and the cops were like, conditions are really rough out here in the swamp. Man. I know. That happened behind our house. I was into that. All right, we got another one.
Oh, okay. I forgot she's in a third.
Yeah, here we go. I got to get through this paywall. I got it. Okay. Dutch police use hologram to try to solve 2009 sex worker killing. Life-size hologram of Betty Sabo in red light district is intended to jog memories and help find 19-year-old's killer. Cold case detectives in the Netherlands are hoping that an innovative life-size hologram of a young sex worker who was murdered in Amsterdam 15 years ago will jog people's memories and help bring her killer or killers to justice. That is pretty wild. So they have a hologram just up.
Of her?
Of her.
Yeah.
To try to figure it out. Bernadette Szabo, known as Betty, was born in Hungary and left for Amsterdam when she was 18. Once there, she started earning money as a sex worker in the red light district. She continued to work after becoming pregnant and gave birth to a son who was placed with a foster family. Man, these stories. Ah, man. Do you remember the cheese?
Yeah. I just wonder.
Maybe they should
what
put up
to it.
a hologram of the cheese.
You know, one time I saw Cher in concert.
Yeah.
And there was a hologram of Sunny.
Oh, really?
There, and they did a couple songs together.
They try to figure out the tree that killed him or whatever.
No.
Yeah, because that's how he died. You know that.
Yeah, I went as Heath and I went as Sunny and Cher for the Halloween roast battle at the bar.
Oh, really? That's sweet.
Yeah, but I dressed up as Cher, but I also dressed up as Cher from Clueless. Do you get it?
I don't remember that movie. See, look, there's
Which
stuff that
one
you
was
know that I
Cher?
don't know.
Cher, the main character.
Yeah, there's stuff that you know
with
that I don't.
Okay.
I didn't know her name was Cher. I saw that movie though.
Her name was Cher. So it was funny. It's like because I was 2 Chers. I'm Cher.
Yeah.
Get it?
Cher and Cher alike.
Yeah, that's a. So the hologram is just of her. Just of
Of
her,
her.
just like smiling.
I don't know if she's smiling. I don't know. Would you want it to smile? They have a picture here.
I don't know if I want it at all.
She's not frowning.
She's probably just standing there. It would be weird.
She's standing there. She's got a nice outfit on. I don't know why I said that.
Jesus Christ.
What do you want me to say?
How did this happen, though?
What? She got murdered.
Well, no. I mean,
She got murdered,
because
obviously. That's how it is.
Amsterdam, that's legal prostitution there. They have legal Was she had a side job and strolling the streets, like the Green
People
River
kill
killer
sex
situation?
workers all the time.
But was she killed at the place where she worked?
I don't know the details. The story's mostly about how they're using a hologram. Because this is what's sad about this is that a sex worker being killed is not big news because it happens so often. But the idea of them using a hologram, which I'm actually for because it might bring attention to the fact.
You could see. Well, it could jog your memory and remind
Yeah,
her
maybe.
of of her face. Just
Yeah, totally. I don't think it's a bad idea at all.
Okay. Is this hologram? She would have had to have been on the street. How will a lot of people see her in this hologram
It's kind of fucked up, the
if she
holograms
wasn't
on the street.
strolling the street?
Well, wait. What are you?
The hologram is her walking.
Thinking, yes,
It's not. It's just standing there. It's not. Mom, people aren't do you think it's not like an advert? Why would they advertise?
She's not still street walking.
But I thought most of the prostitutes in Amsterdam have a house. You go to the house.
Yeah, they have a window. She was probably in that
she
window.
was in a
and
window.
then you go upstairs
Okay.
or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah,
They probably
yeah.
used one of the windows that she
You
was
think?
in, and they put a hologram there because they think
Okay.
somebody might have seen her and maybe saw who was in there with her. So, because it's probably the same folks that are down there, you know, the Johns or
Okay.
whatever. So, a decade and a half later, police are using technology and a huge publicity campaign in a final attempt to solve the case. A house at the corner of Court Stormsteg or Ujjeg Arkbergwagler, fuck me, has been devoted entirely to Szabo's murder, with large stickers on the window and TV screens showing the crime scene, a documentary, and the last images
Holy
made of
moly.
Szabo when she was alive.
Can you imagine walking by that house?
Yeah, but the most eye-catching element,
house.
you know, I don't think it's a bad idea to bring attention to it. Like I'm completely for legalizing like all sex work and bring it out so they can, because right now they don't have anybody, like the sex workers that I have in my life that I know. It's scary because they can't go to the cops. They can't go to any, you know, they have to lean. And that's why, and that creates an atmosphere where it's easy for people to be like, if you want to stop, I think legalizing prostitution would probably stop a lot of trafficking and things like that, you know.
Has it worked in Nevada?
I don't know, because I think what happens, unfortunately, is it's like the same issue as if you have one state where it's allowed and the other states it's not. I think that can actually create problems. It's a lot like how like marijuana was legalized in California and like in Washington and Denver, and then they had that thing where like they had these cops waiting for you in Idaho, like if you went over to buy.
Yeah.
Like
Man,
it's
I
just,
still can't believe I can buy marijuana. So crazy.
yeah, it's wild. I missed that.
But
Like I never smoked weed when it was legal.
I mean, you could still go buy some. You don't have to smoke it.
I've bought it before for people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't bother
I like
me.
to take Josh into pot shops. Just
Really? 'Cause he hates it.
He doesn't care. Like he literally doesn't care. Doesn't
You've been in
phase him at
pot
all.
shops before, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I took my mom to one.
Go there. My mom
was
goes
here.
to the heroin shop.
Oh yeah.
That's what she likes. Yeah, she knows a guy.
Like it's a house too.
Because this is the first time we've done something like this, and to be honest, we're a bit nervous. I like the
Honesty.
honesty.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, yeah. Said Benjamin Van Gogh. It's his masterpiece. He's like, "What do you paint?" And I'm like, "Well, I do these holograms of sex workers." See, Brittany sends me this shit, and it's like, "Oh, cool. Let's make jokes. Let's have a fun podcast." I'm not doing it. I'm not making any more jokes. That was terrible. I'd like to apologize. Not to Jess or my mom, but to other people.
Obviously.
The coordinator of the Amsterdam Wanted and Missing Person team, we want to do justice to Betty, to her family and friends, and to the case. Therefore, before deciding to use a hologram for the campaign, we brainstormed with different parties, both within and outside the police, on whether we should go ahead with this and how we should set it up. Yeah, he stressed they did it with the family, basically. We are committed to doing this with dignity and with a clear purpose. He said police have always tried to put a face on a victim to help with public appeals, and the hologram is a way of taking this a step further. You know, maybe there is something to it, like a 3D image like that.
Yeah.
Of like really jogging somebody's memory.
Well, exactly. Like you can see them and you can see like what they actually look like, not just a picture.
The other thing too, this was a real person.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another human being on this planet.
Yeah. Yeah. It's sad. Betty was murdered in one of the busiest areas in Amsterdam, maybe even in the Netherlands. It is really almost impossible that there are no people who saw or heard something unusual at the time or heard someone talk about the case. See, even when it's legal, this is the kind of shit that happens because like other people that are involved, whether they're Johns or whether they're sex workers or whatever,
Or they're murderers.
like everybody's like, it's so hard to get information because to provide any information that helps solve this murder, you're also implicating yourself in the fact that you're utilizing sex workers.
Right.
So like decreasing that stigma all across the board is, I don't know. Noting that 15 years had passed since the killing, Judge Hemmerskirted said, "We hope witnesses who may have been afraid or kept silent for other reasons now have the courage to come forward."
And you too can get a hologram.
There you go. 2 stories.
Oh,
So
3 technically.
yeah, I cannot wait to tell Brittany that
Oh
she
my
sent me
gosh.
a goddamn video.
That's
She
hilarious.
really phoned it in. So yeah, just got off tour with the mom.
And
Yeah.
she's here.
This is the second. Is this the second pod? Oh, no, we did one in between.
Oh my gosh.
Where I record on my way back from the airport
Mm-hmm.
because. So me and Jess, we release a new podcast every Monday. And what's been happening is I keep forgetting that I'm flying out of places on Tuesday, and I jack it up, and I made
Bucket it up,
and I
sit
made
them.
it up to her by bringing her Buckeyes that I
Thanks.
was provided by the Cleveland Comedy Festival. You want to try one?
So they were a gift to you. Re-gifted them.
Well, they were gonna give them to
Is
my
what you're
mom,
saying.
but my mom cannot eat
I'm not
Buckeyes.
eating
So
sugar.
She doesn't eat sugar, so.
So yeah. So
Yeah, we're gonna try one. I'm sorry, Mom. You're gonna hate this.
Oh, no, I don't care.
Yeah, it's like when people do
because
coke
isn't
in
it just
front of me.
pure sugar?
They're really good. Yeah, are you ready?
I mean, how can you go wrong with peanut
I like them
butter
because
and
they look
chocolate?
like fucking tits. Let's go.
There we go.
You're not gonna respond to the fact that I said it looks like a tit. Look at it.
I'm ignoring you. Nom, 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 nom.
Don't eat it like that. Get in there.
I'm not gonna do that
Why?
because I'm not a pig.
What is that? What does that make me?
They're delicious. They taste like peanut butter.
Yeah.
Peanut butter and
Peanut
chocolate.
Peanut butter and chocolate. Yeah.
Give one to Josh. If you don't know, my mom is using a walker.
If you don't know, now you know.
She was in a wheelchair about a week and a half ago, and then is rapidly healing.
I was
Tell
in
him,
a-
what do you think about it?
Graduated.
I was in a leg brace since the 7th of August up until the 3rd of October or something like
Jeez
that.
Louise.
She really wanted to go on tour with me. I was really nervous about it. The doctor said that she could go for it. I had misgivings. I gave her an out even the night before.
Yeah.
I said,
yeah.
hey, and it's okay. And overall, it was 58% cool
Nice. Well,
and 42% like total pain in the ass.
what about the other 3%?
Wait, 58, 42. Shut up. God. You got me worried. What did you think?
I thought overall it went pretty good. I think I slowed your roll a little bit because you do your routine when you're on the road and you just had other responsibilities.
I was such a good son
He was.
the whole
bet.
time.
He was.
Like, it was crazy. Like, even I was like looking
You
down on
impressed
me.
yourself. Yeah.
And I was being like, oh my God,
I am something else.
you are a great man, Sam.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you have that.
Yeah. I was like, oh my God. It's like, usually I'd
it's
just
a
be
lot
like,
of work.
eating a hot dog at every gas station
Right.
on the way. And like, it's like, no.
Losing your luggage.
I think the first plane ride, we had a connecting flight and we all got on a plane, got in our seats, and then they were like, the computer doesn't work. And we had to get off and get on another plane.
Oh, bummer.
It was only like an hour delay probably overall, but it was enough where getting in and off planes is hard. In and out of cars is
In and out
hard.
of cars
And this
is
is what's
hard.
crazy. So check this out. I did a show at the Attic Comedy Club in Columbus. Had a great time. Nice folks. Good friend of mine, Tess, says she's amazing. Great producer there that I've worked with before. I did a Don't Tell for her in Dayton, Ohio. There were 30 steps thereabouts going up to this place, and we knew the steps were there. But because my cousin Christy was there, because my mom has family in Ohio, she was like, we're doing it. And I dropped her off, and I was like, wait there, I'll be back. I'll help you up the steps. And some other comic there grabbed her walker, and I was like, I get there, and I'm like, where is she? He goes, oh, she's up there. She made it up. All 30 of those steps. And that didn't seem like that was that bad.
It wasn't bad. You have to, when you're going upstairs, you lead with your strong leg, and coming down, you lead with your weak leg, and you just figure it out. And having railings, that's critical.
Yeah.
And any accommodations that you have, they have to be ideally wheelchair accessible, because
Yeah.
I don't have the strength to lift my leg much beyond about 4 inches.
So we've learned that like
point.
ADA accessible hotel rooms doesn't necessarily mean like she has a hard time getting into a shower that has like a tub shower or whatever. So we had to deal with that.
That's a foot.
Yeah. But overall, it went really well. And I was happy we did it. We got to drive through West Virginia. We went from Pittsburgh to, and there was still some leaves on the trees, and it was really pretty.
Yeah, very beautiful.
Very nice people. Every show was good. The first show in West Virginia was like really poorly attended. And I think I told you about this lady. My mom was there probably about 10 minutes into my set. And this is one of these sets where I probably did I did 45, 50 minutes and probably only 10 minutes of jokes, you think? Yeah. The rest I was just riffing and doing crowd work. And 10 minutes in, this lady like stood up and looked at me and then dramatically turned around. And she was almost out of the room. And I was like, lady, usually I wouldn't care if somebody left, but I'm like, there's only 12 people here. I'm like, you're 7% of the crowd. And then she turned around, and I didn't hear her say this, but supposedly she turned around and she was like, you don't even deserve these people.
Oh, shit. Oh, damn.
And then left. And then, and it was weird because it kind of threw me off. But what I kept doing was like during my set, I kept being like, wonder where that lady went. I wonder what happened.
She's waiting for you in the parking lot.
I think, you know what I think she was mad at me for? It's not because I was making fun of cops a little bit, but I think what she was actually mad at me for is because I was kind of making fun of this Dairy Queen. So our hotel was attached to this Dairy Queen.
People are passionate about their queen.
But there's the thing. There was a girl that worked at the Dairy Queen that came to the show.
Well, doesn't matter.
And she loved it.
Just because one Dairy Queen worker likes it doesn't mean they all will.
I know, but she didn't work there. She just went there a lot. And that's what she told me. She was like, oh, yeah, she's at that Dairy Queen all the time. And it was a weird-ass Dairy Queen. They had fried cauliflower.
Well, you're in West Virginia.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. But, yeah, it was cool. It was cool. And all the shows were good. Oh, my God, the Cleveland Comedy Festival. Columbus was good. What was again, Crackpots.
Maslin.
Another bad heckler at the late show at Crackpots in Maslin. Did you read the story that I wrote? Oh my God, this lady was out of her mind. It was so funny. And then like I was doing my best. I ignored her. I talked over her. I engaged with her in a positive manner.
Yeah.
And then finally I told this joke. Literally everybody in the crowd is laughing. I was like, I got him, and every other comic had really struggled because she's distracting them and the crowd's small. I'm so proud. I'm like, boom. Because I told him before the thing, I was like, you know what? Sometimes I like the challenge of trying to try to turn a bad crowd into a good crowd. That's fun, And she just talked the whole time. And then everybody else is laughing except for her. And then she's turning around. She's like, why is everybody laughing? And I was like, lady,
Bitch.
You don't know why everyone's laughing because you won't shut the fuck up. Yeah. Like nobody knows. And then, oh my God, she got so frumpy. She's just like just so mad. Arms crossed for 10 minutes. Gets on her phone for 5 or 10 minutes.
Oh no.
And then you know how I've been telling that thing where I do the water slide joke and I tell the thing about how I used to fight fire. And I talk about like that really sketchy shit that happened when I was fighting fire. Like we had to get airlifted one time at this fire in Wyoming. It was really scary. I'm telling that, right? And all of a sudden she's like, she is back. Yeah. Like, oh my God, the idea that I'm a firefighter. And that's what I wrote in this. I made this big long post on Instagram where I'm like, the idea that you respect firefighters so much more than you respect comedians. Like that's fine. But don't come to a fucking comedy show.
Stay home.
Yeah, go watch.
Go hang out at the fire station.
911 Lone Star, like whatever, you know. But anyway, this is the thing so all of a sudden she's like really into me again, and then I did that thing that we do when like you don't like somebody, and then all of a sudden they're cool with you, and it's like no, we're done. And so I talked shit about her shoes. Nice. She had like slip-ons on.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's a good idea. You got some shoes you can figure out. It was awesome. So
I got to feature for Monica Nevi.
Where at?
In Spokane.
Spokane Comedy Club?
No, at the Garland Theater.
Oh, did you have fun?
It was so much fun.
I love that room. Was there a good crowd?
Yeah, it was.
Dude, that's
really
great.
good.
Josiah Carlson, what a class act he is. Was he
great.
doing his little skits and stuff like that?
Yeah, he made like there's like a video.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, like but he was so great. Like, but it was really fun, and people came out and totally my crowd.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
100% in Spokane. So
I think too, with the stuff you're doing in the voice contest and stuff like that, you're gonna get more and more confident when you do stuff like that. So
yeah, it's just awesome. It's like it's fun now because I'm kind of doing like I can't remember if we talked about it. Like I feel like I'm going like after 3 years, I'm starting to make that like second lap around.
Yeah,
like
let's go.
where like the people that I used to open for, I'm like featuring for now. And
I think that your material is going to do that too.
Yeah.
So my guess is that the stuff, you're going to have an easier and easier time finding tags.
Yeah.
You're going to start tagging up old stuff and writing new stuff and then replacing old stuff with the new stuff. And sometimes the tags become bigger than the original jokes. It's really fun.
It's awesome.
I'm happy for you.
Yeah. And then I did a podcast yesterday with Rudy. I don't know how to say his last
Tyberski?
name. Yeah. What is his podcast called?
It's called I'm a Murderer and My Name's Rudy.
No, it's not.
No, isn't it about like health stuff?
Yeah, it's like he's
he's
a personal trainer.
Yeah. I did that podcast too. I like Rudy. He's funny.
So it was a podcast about like the intersection between working out and personal and health.
Yeah, he's a
and
good
fitness
dude.
and
were you honest?
and comedy. Yeah,
good.
I told him the truth. We talked a lot about because obviously I used to be a coach, so like I know the things that I'm supposed to be doing and
those who can't do
teach.
And
those who can't teach Jim.
Jess has a Planet Fitness membership. Why do you have a Planet Fitness membership?
To tan. I go to the gym. I told him I go to the gym 3 to 4 times a week.
Yeah.
To tan.
That's awesome.
But it was really fun, and it was, it is something that like I need to. I feel like I'm not my best self right now, so I'm like I need to.
I'll go to the Lacey one. I will go.
We don't have the same. Our schedules are so different.
Yeah, but if you looked at maybe Wednesday, I'm probably going to go work out tomorrow. If you looked at Wednesday and come meet me in Lacey at the same time we usually would record the podcast and come work out,
Okay.
I'd be down to do that. Maybe we'll talk on Tuesday because we're podcasting on Tuesday. So
Okay.
maybe that'll be a thing we can do. Maybe after we do the news stories tomorrow,
And
we
then
can talk
we'll work
about.
out.
We'll go work out and we'll talk about how it goes.
Okay.
You want to just come do intervals with me?
I can try.
Oh my God.
I said I could try.
I don't think it's going to happen.
Okay. Well, we'll see.
It's not going to happen.
We'll see.
I wrote some jokes. We're going to do some jokes. We're going to get out of here.
Jokes before Brittany gets upset.
I felt bad. She's not going to be upset. She doesn't care when I'm gone anymore. All right. Here we go. You can start with this one.
Okay.
Here we go.
Joke number 1. Dun, 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 dun. I've been trying to spice things up in the bedroom. We're having a lot of fun, but from now on, no more ceiling fans. Industrial strength, my ass.
That's pretty good.
I just feel like there's a story there that I don't want to hear about.
Here you go, Mom. Ready? Number 2.
Can I go like this?
No.
Okay. Next time I buy ice, I'm going to bring a cup of water back to the store an hour later and say it stopped working.
I bet Costco would give you a refund.
Yeah, they probably would. That's pretty good, huh, Mom?
Yeah, that's okay.
That's okay. It's okay.
All right, here we go.
It's okay. Joke number 3. They should remake Earbuds, but this time, what?
Air Bud, the movie.
Air Bud. But this time, have him tear his Achilles the first game. I think it's time for a gritty remake. I said earbuds.
What's it say? Does it say earbuds?
They should remake Earbuds.
It does say that.
It was an autocorrect. Yeah.
You're going to love this, Mom.
Oh, dear.
Okay. my mom likes to talk about her good leg and her bad leg, which is weird. Neither of them are really good. Really good. One is just way worse than the other.
She's like, oh, that's my good leg. Oh, that's my bad leg.
I
like,
They're both pretty bad.
I can't see that because the print's too small.
that's because you have bad eyes.
Bad eyes.
Yeah.
Both of them.
You have bad eyes,
Equally.
bad legs, and one terrible leg. You have a bad eyes, a bad leg, and one terrible leg.
But I have a really sweet son.
Oh,
Oh my God.
Thank you for listening to the Tarp
Jeez
Report.
Louise.
Yeah, if you like this podcast, let people know. If you like the new format, let us know. Yeah, Jess works really hard on it, and
So does Zach.
I forget about it. And Zach works really hard on it, and I forget about everything.
Yeah.
Because I'm a bad person.
Well, not according to your mom.
Not according to my mom. And her opinion means the most. All right, that's it. Bye.
Bye.
You were late.